Okay, we're good. All right, so part 2. Still kind of part 1, but whatever. Okay, so this is when she starts with the Twitter and and her sister's in on it. This family's kind of known to be a little like off in our town. So not a little off, they're a lot off. Even she's called the police on me something like 20 something times in the past 2 years, and every time they come they're like, we're so sick of coming out here. Is it the so and so family, blah blah blah? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, gotcha, we already know. So, and everything she says is so convincing. Like, she's so adamant about what she says is right and blah blah blah, whatever. So then that's so that's 2019, I go to get a restraining order against her because I'm just done. Like, it's like ridiculous. I don't want to hear any more from her. I don't want to mess with her. I just want it done. So the judge grants it to me based on the fact that she did send me a threatening message through Facebook Messenger. It was threatening. And she's like, oh, well, can I get one too? Can I get one against her too? And he's like, I mean, you can. You're just going to waste your money because this goes both ways. Like, if I grant a restraining order to Miss Oglesby, then she also can't, like, correspond with you. Like, y'all, it goes both ways. It's reciprocal. So, anyway, because she's her, and she thinks she's smarter than everybody, and she's a lawyer, and she's also a police officer, and everything. So she goes and gets one against me. Fine. We both have a restraining order against each other. Whatever. So for like a whole year, pretty much, we rock on, leave each other alone. Like, whatever. Then, let me think of what actually kicked it off. My ex and I were talking about getting a divorce. Like, talking about it. I saw her car. Well, no, that's later. Hold on. Oh, people were seeing them around town and telling me. Like, they became, like, brazen with it. Like, just sitting at Starbucks together, like, cozied up at a table, like, arm in arm. Like, ooh, yay, bleh. So, having coffee, like, whatever. Tagging each other and stuff on Facebook because they both have me blocked. So then I became friends with someone, and it wasn't even a relationship. It was my friend Ken that just passed away. It was way more of a friendship, and I had already filed for divorce at this point. Went and filed. I mean, I knew something was going on. So, my Bob found out about Ken, and he came completely unhinged. So, now mind you, he's, for 3 years now, had a mistress. They would get hotel rooms every time he came in from offshore. And he said it was just because he couldn't stand to be around me. I don't know what lies she told her husband, but anyway. So mind you, that's been going on for 3 years, and I'm at home taking care of our kids, doing whatever. And so I lost my place. Oh, he got irate about Ken. He made several Facebook Lives, which I'm sure you guys saw, that were disgusting. One included my children. I didn't feel safe. It got bad. But she also was playing the game. They would call me, or he would call me to try to discuss things, and she would be on three-way, and she would just pop in and start popping off at the mouth, whatever. Just torment, like, just go away, basically. They sent me a picture of themselves together and said, like, we're so happy, like, all these things. Well, then, like, I saw her car. My mom saw her car parked in my driveway one day. And mind you, we had restraining orders against each other. So she was in my house. But I called the police, and it depends on what officer you get as to whether they're willing to fool with all that foolishness. But the one I got that day was like, she's allowed to be there if he invited her, which is absolutely not the truth. We found out now. But she was in my house, just blatant, like. Then Christmas, I went to stay with my niece, and I had put a camera in my living room because I wanted to see. I put a hidden camera, and guess what? That's legal. She thinks it's not. She took it to the DA to see what they would say about it. They laughed at her. Sent her back home with my damn camera. She took the camera to them. Anyway, you're allowed to have a camera in your house. So I saw them playing Happy Family with my kids, opening presents, laying on the floor. My kids. Okay. So, and about 2 weeks before this, they took my kids to a hotel room to tell them that Mommy's friend, Miss Trixie, and Daddy were now going to be together and eventually get married. My kids were like, say what? So, Mommy's friend is now loves Daddy? Or you're dating? Or they were so confused. Like, I had to explain it like probably 15 times that like it doesn't make sense, and it's not right, guys. And this is not how you treat another person. You, in my opinion, maybe you don't share this opinion, but in my opinion, you would divorce your spouse, completely divorce your spouse, and then perhaps live separately for a little while to get the children used to the idea. And I'm speaking for her children as well, because I think that her children have been affected very deeply by this as much as mine. And I know mine have, because we discuss it a lot. Matter of fact, 13 is in therapy over it. But anyway, so I would think that you would like live apart for a little while and then like gradually like join back together and try to do a blended family as much as you could with children that go to the same school. But like right now as it stands, they have moved in together. In January of this past year, they moved in together. They're both still married. As I've said, like I'm still married to him. She's still married to Jim. And they forced our children into a situation of like living. Like we're doing 7 and 7 right now just because of whatever, the work situation. And so for 7 days, my children have to go live in a house with 2 people who are married to other people. Like my husband is still married to me. And the kids, 13, her daughter is also 13, and they go to the same school and they're in the same class. Can you imagine how awkward and like humiliating that would be for you as a 13-year-old? I can't. And 7 rolls with it, but he knows that that's not right. He told me when it first happened that your mommy's friends aren't supposed to date. That's what he said. Date your daddy. And I said, you're right. So that brings us to January. So they're living together. I mean, she and I are still, I'm not seeing anyone. Like, mind you, there's no like dating or anything like that happening. I'm just trying to get through this divorce best I can. She's in his ear all the time, kind of, so it gets messy because she gives him ideas and it's whatever. They've exhausted their lawyer, but you know, whatever. So that's also rocking on because in the middle of that March, you know, we have our COVID situation, and so we were supposed to go to court. Oh wait, I have to rewind back to the fall. Her sister and I spoke on the phone, I called her sister because I had heard a rumor that Trixie was pregnant. I had no idea about the pregnancy way back. I had heard that she was currently pregnant in 2019. And I wanted to know. So I asked her sister because I had some information that her sister may have wanted about her own life. I'll leave that out. But she told me no, Trixie was not pregnant, but that the family very much disapproved of the relationship between Trixie and Bob because they knew of his history with me and they were scared for her and they just didn't want them together, like, because really she broke Jim's heart, completely broke Jim's heart, and the family really loved Jim, still do. Anyway, so she said, and there's no way he hasn't cheated on her by now. And I said, oh, he has, because a girl from North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, had contacted me and told me that she was having like a sexting situation with him, and did I want screenshots and whatever. And I was like, heck yes, because my lawyer might want those. So I didn't even look through them because I'm so used to him being unfaithful to me that I just threw them all in a Dropbox folder, because it was like a day that I was like really busy and like I didn't have time for it. So I threw all of them in a Dropbox folder and was just like, okay, I need to send this to my lawyer. We'll see what happens, like whatever. So I honestly did not know what pictures were in there. I cannot reiterate that enough. I did not know what pictures were in there. Okay? So, sister gets the pictures. It was all a setup. I don't know if she knew it was in there. I have no idea. Sister gets the pictures. Probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know. I go home. It's about 8 o'clock at night. 7, who was 6 at the time? No, it was 7. 7 was in the bathtub. 13, 12 at the time. 12 was in his room, banging on the door. Like you would have thought they were coming to raid my house for drugs. I throw on some decent clothes because I was like in pajamas. And I go and I answer the door. And it's like 5 police officers questioning me about, did I send these pictures and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, well, did you send a picture of his penis? I want to say the other word. Penis sounds stupid, but let's just, that's what it is. Did you send a picture of his penis to Miss, we'll call her sister, I don't get a name for her. We'll just call her sister. Sister 1. Older sister. So, did you send a picture of his penis to older sister? And I'm like, no. I sent her a folder full of pictures. I don't know what was in them. So they're like, well, there was a few pictures of his penis in that folder. And that is considered revenge porn. So we're going to place you under arrest. Mind you, by now, 7 has come out of the bathtub. They will not let me dry him off. They will not let me even talk to my children. They handcuffed me. My charge is actually called non-consensual disclosure of a private image. I didn't even know I had sent the pictures. I knew I sent a bunch of screenshots of him talking to her and telling her he loved her and singing happy birthday, whatever, because I saw those like 3 or 4, and then I just dumped them all in a folder. So, I go to jail. My kids are standing. Now, mind you, they're treating me like I have committed a violent crime. They cuff me, and my children are standing there like 7 has on a towel, and he's screaming his face off, screaming that he hates the police because he's just scared. And they close the door on my kids. And they're both standing there like 12 is crying. He calls his dad and says, "Why is my mom going to jail?" And his dad says, "I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy." And the police had already contacted him and asked if he wanted to press charges. And he said yes. So he knew exactly what was going on. So 12 hung up on him and blocked him because he was pissed. So 7 is standing there screaming. I called for my mom to come. Of course, my mom's coming. But it takes about, my mom, like 15 minutes. Like, she's got to get in her car. She's got to, like, put some clothes on, like all that. During that 15 minutes, my children are standing at the door watching me be handcuffed and put in a police car. And they're screaming, well, the little one's screaming and crying. I don't know if I want to get into this part. But someone in our neighborhood that is friends with Trixie gives her information using her home cameras. The information she gave was that I was violent, I was kicking and screaming, and that I was being completely belligerent. All I said, was, "Can I please stay with my babies until my mom gets here?" And I did not scream it because they're police officers. Again, most of our guys in blue, 90%, great. I'm of the belief that I don't mess with someone who can take away my life or my freedom. So, I behaved. I got in the car. I waited till my mom got there. She took care of the kids. I went to jail. Fine. I'm facing a felony charge. I haven't even gone to jail, court yet over it yet because of Corona. Yes, it is a felony. It's good. Fun fact. So, let's add this to all the torment, like unnecessary just torment, okay, that I've put up with. I've just been putting up with this. I may post some stuff here and there on Facebook, but then I went back and took it all off, like whatever. Well, one day, we're at 17 minutes. I'm cutting y'all off. Part 3 is coming because this is the shocker. So many of y'all don't know this part, and you're gonna be like, "What?" Okay, coming back. Love ya.